Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Welcome to your reading for November 28th through December 4th. So something unusual happening. This energy this week is pretty good, but your energy is about you're being reminded. You're being reminded in the most loving way possible that you have to let a cycle complete. If you will do that, then opportunities will come in. And but there's this, you have to let one complete. Look, you guys are having some really great cards showing up here. Wow. Okay, so something I noticed. So you have the card of greater cycles and you have the card of release and letting things go in order to transform and transition into something new, to create space for growth. See all that green, all that space for growth, but first you have to make space for it. And you guys have an unusual situation. You had a full moon eclipse in your sign last November. You had one again this November. And guess what? You have a third, which is rather unusual, coming up next November. And so you guys are having like this extended period of almost as though when you have the wheels on a vehicle and and you need to change the tire, but you can't get the lug nuts off. And it's almost as though you've been soaking in the WD-40 and they're pounding on you, because during the sun sign season last year and this year you had full moon eclipses. They were in Scorpio, but they happened during your sun sign. And so really these 5 eclipses of full moons encouraging you. It's like they're pop, pop, pop. And I think that there's a big major shift, transition, change. And this week, I think there's some of that information. It's like this week, I think you start to see where this hanging on thing is holding you back. And there's I think a willingness. It's almost like I'm feeling like the wheel's starting to move a little. It's not fully rotating yet. Trying to get those lug nuts off, but there's an opportunity here. And so your ability to see the wider view, because you're very grounded, and it's almost like you need to get up in the air and see things from a higher perspective so you can get the lay of the land. And so because you're not probably the one that wants to fly, you like having your feet on the ground. It's almost like you're trudging up the mountain because you have to get a better vantage point. And so you're going to have to climb a little higher. And every time you do, with every eclipse, you see a little more, you see a little more. And so I actually think it's important to remember you are in this greater cycle of change than most everyone else goes through when the eclipses move through their sign. And so it's almost as though it has to be more powerful, because Taurus, once you make up your mind about something, you're pretty much like, I'm doing this. Don't get in my way or you'll get run over, right? It is your superpower, and it is also the thing that when it can hold you back. And so the flexibility and the willingness to adjust a little comes in. So I love that your overall energy here is this 9 of Earth, this 9 of Pentacles. She's got a mask on. And so this is very much about finding your own sense of inner independence, understanding that what is of value to you and what makes you feel safe and secure and protected. But it's also, it relates to the 9s. And so the 9 is the energy of the Hermit. And it's also the energy of the moon. And the moon is like you can't really see everything, and you have to kind of wait for things to unfold. And I think these lunar eclipses that you're having, that just keep happening, they're definitely creating this because if it was a solar eclipse, so much would be lit up, right? But it's been in the lunar eclipse, and even though this last one was conjunct that lightning bolt energy of Uranus, which made it a little bit brighter and easier to see, there's still another one coming. And so you haven't quite been able to see all the way through the darkness. And with this mask on, you're still kind of in that space of navigating forward, but the North Node is in your sign. And so the North Node in your sign is definitely encouraging you to be willing to move in that direction. By the time we have that last eclipse, the North Node will have made its way into Aries. And so I think it's almost as though this passionate energy fires up with it. And so there is this waiting period of what's going to develop, what is worth my time and my energy, what is going to allow me to feel the sense of safety and security. There are a lot of pentacles that are showing up here. And so here, the Seven of Pentacles in the key to the situation. It is looking to the future. It is trying to figure out what is worth my time and my effort and what isn't, right? There's a sorting out energy going on here. This week is an opportunity to really dive into what is true for you, what is worth nurturing, because the obstacle has been this Queen of Earth. It's knowing where to put your energy, where to nurture. Is this growing or not? These two energies are very similar to me. Actually, these three energies, right? So the Nine of Pentacles also knows how to grow and to manifest like the Queen does. But the Seven, they're very much the gardeners. They're very much the I'm watering this, I'm weeding that, I'm pruning this back, what needs my energy, what's doing fine on its own, and or it needs more time to develop and grow. How much needs to go into everything. And so there's this card of patience showing up, the Temperance. Temperance is often about the alchemy of, if I mix these two things together, what will happen? But here it's actually called patience, and because of that, it really carries this energy here of the Seven of Pentacles. Like, I'm trying to give something enough time to develop because I'm not sure if this is something I want or not. And I think you're very tempted to make a big shift. I think you're very tempted to make a big change. I think you're going, wait, I want to make a major change in my life. Now, this could be, there's all these pentacles here, definitely around career. I feel like that is something that there's something on the career horizon that is something you've been waiting for it to come in. You've been waiting for this opportunity, but there's been other things at play. I would have to say that above all, my first thought here is definitely around finances or career, but they also could be in relationship to the family and security and everything. But really, it feels like a singular energy. This is about, what are my career goals? What are my financial dreams and goals? What am I trying to attain? Is this stock worth investing in? Again, is this training worth investing in? Is that employee worth investing in? It's like, it's got this energy of what's worth your time, what has potential, and what should probably just be pushed off to the side, cast, cut, pruned, or I don't need to deal with that right now. I can get back to that later. Very much around managing your time in a way that creates a balance in your life. Because the action to take here is the Two of Earth, this Pentacles card. And so it's a balancing act. What keeps me in balance? How do I stay in balance? And it's balancing life and work, right? And so you can't just focus on the finances, because that all work and no play makes Taurus a dull boy, right? And so there's this or girl, right? But there's this energy. I have to be honest, though, I notice a difference between Taurus males and Taurus females in this arena. I find that we're and very conscious about money, both, but the nurturing energy is with the male is generally on the business, and on the female, she is definitely fixated on the whole picture. How can I make money and take care of the family? It's a little more a balancing act. And so since most of my viewers are female, I would say with this Two of Pentacles, this is definitely that work-life balance. How can I grow my resources and grow my family? Like, how can I nurture both? And it's almost, wow, I really don't want to say this, okay? So, but I have to, because they've shown it to me 3 times now, and I keep pushing it off, and they're going to make me tell you. Okay, so it is the energy of, I went to a farm when I was, a couple years ago when I was going through nutrition and dietetics program. We went and visited a dairy farm, and they were telling us about the dairy cows and their daily routine, and they literally made them go into the milking parlor 3 times a day. That's horrible. This is literally horrible. Just the whole thing, watching the whole thing was really heartbreaking, and it made me glad that I don't like milk. I was like, oh my God, what I saw was really hard to manage. And so, so now I only buy grass-fed cow cheese, because I was so horrified by what I saw there. They were shuttled from this barn to the milking parlor. They call it a parlor like it's a nice name. It was horrible. And then back again. And they do that continually until they get to go on vacation if they get pregnant. And then they're back in the trenches. And I felt like it was a horrible, constantly having to produce. And when I see this Two of Pentacles and this energy of feeling like you're constantly having to produce, where's the time for you? Right? Where's the time where you nurture and take care of yourself? Where is the time when you focus on what it is you need? Where do you give that to yourself? And I think that all of this has caused a feeling of, it feels like, I don't want to use the word depression, but it's very low energy. Like the spark of passion for life is definitely been dampened. And so how do you spark that back up in yourself? Because in the energy of where you're, in the place here where your energy has been drained, we have the Ace of Fire. And so it's like I have an idea, but I don't have the energy to put it into place. I have an idea. I have this, I don't, it feels Four of Cups. Even though it's Ace of Fire, it feels like the Four of Cups. It's like listless and tired. But when it's the Ace of Fire, it feels like I want to do this. I'm interested in this. I just can't seem to carve out the space for it. And you're being reminded that you have the ability to carve out the space for it. There is a need to bring your life back into balance where you also give to yourself, where you give into the things that are fun, where you give and where you create space in your life to have fun. It's part of the balance. So how can you, in order to grow your soul, and your soul grows through joy, how can you do this? How can you manifest more happiness and abundance into your life? And it is through the pruning out of, they just said dead weight. Okay, so where are you putting more time and energy into something that's not having a return on the investment of making your life better? And it isn't just about making more money. Does it make your life better? Do you have time for, family and friends and fun and spirituality and finances and career, right? And if you're only focusing on the finances and the career, that's like, it's like being on a teeter-totter, but you're the one that's down on the ground, right? You're grounded into that. But where's the joy? The other person's hanging up in the air. I'm flying. How are you going to bring that back into balance? You gotta let off a little. You gotta push off a little. And so this Ace of Air, and how do you transform the situation, though? It's a flying Pegasus. And so this is about setting yourself free and your imagination free to come up with a solution that is not easy to see when you're on the ground. And so it is the higher perspective, but it's in the pie in the sky dream higher perspective. How can I get there? This is what I really want. And then in the area of resources, that's time, that's finances, that's emotional energy, that's physical energy. You have the magician, the manifester. So you have the time. You have the energy. You have the resources at your disposal to do this, to create this. It starts with this transformation that takes place in your heart. This is the transformation is a card of death, but it's really the card of change. It's allowing the spark here that you've been kind of holding back, and you're looking at it. You're sitting here and you're looking at the spark, but you're looking at it from a distance. And here you have it in your hand and you're breathing life into it. And you breathe life into it through the heart space, through firing up your emotions and then taking action. And so, yes, where do you anchor your card, your energy this week? You actually anchor it into the temptation. I feel like you are supposed to give in and enjoy all of life. I'm hearing take a bite out of life. There's plenty of finances here, but she's exhausted. I almost feel like you are so concerned with security that you forget that life is also supposed to be fun. And I say that like, oh, it's really easy. I know it's not. I know it's not. I've been in the trenches. And it wasn't until I decided things like, okay, so I started a business, a cleaning business, because it gave me time to be home when the kids got home. It gave me time to go to all the school activities. Single mom, 3 kids, and I needed to be able to do these things. And so this cleaning business had flexibility, and it was financially stabilizing in our life. And I built up quite the clientele. I actually had to hire employees. And so then I had to worry about whether or not they're going to show up. Are they going to do the things they need to do? Do I have to worry about them stealing, breaking things, whatever, right? And so I found that I really prefer not to have employees because the stress was too much. But there was this one client. She was so nasty, and I could not afford to let her go, but I did because I couldn't stand working for her anymore. And as soon as I let her go, within 24 hours, I got a call. Hey, do you have room for this other client? Who ended up being a client that changed my business. And so the thing is that when you cut out the things that don't bring joy, when you say to the universe, you know what, my joy and my happiness is worth so much more than this, they said, we got you. Don't worry about it. We'll fill in the space. We'll bring you more abundance. And so I have many less clients now than I used to. I make about the same amount of money, and I'm a whole bunch happier, and I work a lot less hours. So there was a need for me to say, I trust that I'll be okay, that I don't have to be treated like that. And so there's some aspect of something where you're feeling like really overburdened, and if you will just allow yourself to be happy, choose the happiness. Wow. You don't have the Tower card here, but you have the Tower card. Okay, so let's talk about this. So that moon, as you're watching this, because it comes out on the 27th, 27th, 28th, and 29th, it's in Aquarius. And the moon in Aquarius is definitely the energy of Uranus, right? The thunderbolt. It's in your sign right now. Uranus is in Taurus right now. It is the ability to manifest a creative energy, right? This fiery, fast, hot light. That's focused energy. That's power. You have power in your sign right now, and you have the card of power. And so it's a storm. There's a storm that brings change, a really necessary change. We have the healing chaos here. It is like a storm is going through your life, and it is breathing new life into your world. And in a way that you were like, I wasn't really wanting this. And yet it is what you want on the other side. You have the ability to manifest whatever it is you need. And I feel like at this point, it is a chance for you to reorganize your life into a way that allows you the freedom to have it all. Work a little less, have a little more, and create a balance. And understand what's really of value and what's really important to you. This right here, this Ace of Air, it's about really figuring out what your big dream is. That moon, when it is in Pisces, and the moon in Pisces is going to connect with both Neptune and Jupiter, and they're really bringing in this energy of focusing on our dreams and understanding that we're limitless. And you have the card of dreams for when the moon is in Pisces. And so that's the energy of Wednesday and Thursday. And it says dreams are where your mind translates the divine. Where your mind translates the divine. The dreams that you have for yourself are being inspired by the divine. You're being asked to breathe life into your dreams. Allow yourself to do that. And that moon's going to move into Aries late on Thursday. So really Friday and Saturday, you have the card of timing, the Blackberry Dragon. Blackberries are really only in season for a short time. And if you pick them too soon, ugh. But if you wait until they're ripened by the sun, they're really sweet. And a little goes a long way for flavor. And so with this card of patience, there's a timing aspect here, but there is the sweetness that's being offered to you. There's a need to be willing to make some changes in your life, or it looks like changes are actually already occurring, but you can take that change, that energy of change. It could be change that you initiated. But whatever the change is, it is your choice to breathe in the life of the dream into this change. So something's changing. Maybe you're changing your job, or you're moving, or your relationship is undergoing some kind of a transition or change. It could be you're having children, or you're not having children, but you thought about having children, or the children are leaving the nest, or there's some kind of a change that's swirling around you, and it is to point you in the direction of where you're supposed to go next. And this card of power, Uranus in Taurus, in your sign, Taurus, it is there to help you to manifest, right? You have everything you need to help you to manifest this thing that's tempting you, that looks really good. It's everything you want. And so anchor into the dream. Anchor into the dream. You have the card of, oh my God. Really? Look, you have, when that moon is in your sign, Taurus, it gets there on Sunday. You have trust in your power, the daffodil, which is definitely your power it's the power of the solar plexus, your power to draw and attract to you everything you need, because you have everything you need, and you have awaken your magic. Awaken your magic. You have the power. Trust it. Trust the timing. Trust the way things are shifting. Hanging on tightly to the way things are is holding you back from what you really want. And only you know what that dream really is. But that dream, it is a spark of intuition and download that's coming from the divine, that is trying to point you toward where you get to just really have it all. and you deserve it. We all do. All right. I do a collective reading. I would love to see you there. There's a live chat. I'm on Facebook every day. So the live chat's at 7:30 p.m. Sunday nights, Eastern Time Zone, US. Always remember to hit the live chat to be in the chat. And Facebook is every day. You can just go on over there and we check out the energy of the day and pull a few cards. You guys take really good care. Chase down your dream. Chase down your dream. It's really the big message here. All right, you guys take care. Talk to you soon.